Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a UAP or a government PSYOP? Well, nope, it's someone using a viral video in order to promote a crap coin. This, as larger questions still remain right now, will there be larger alien disclosures under the Donald Trump administration, as we have some very interesting moves from the current president of the United States, as Joe Rogan weighed in on this larger kind of controversy with some rational thinking that we're going to be playing the clip of in just a little bit. As it's important to note here, Donald Trump is on an absolute tear, as he has just ordered that incandescent light bulbs and water pressure will be brought back officially, resending a lot of the kind of insane orders by the Biden administration that got rid of all of those convenient things that we used to cherish in our society that now finally will be brought back, as Donald Trump has represented someone who clearly doesn't give any more Fs and actually does care about the American people, which is leading some people to say, hey, if he's going to do this, will he actually give us the biggest answer to some of the most plaguing questions for humanity? As the latest information we're getting is that the Trump administration is actively weighing the larger decision to provide transparency surrounding the larger UFO, UAP, alien question that has evaded the general public from getting any actual legitimate answers to and transparency, since the government has been overwhelmingly lying about this particular topic for way too frickin' long. We have this video segment from News Nation, which I thought was very fascinating and interesting to listen to, that we're going to play a segment of right now.
Officially through the Director of National Intelligence that, in fact, there is a mystery, a genuine mystery there that requires investigation. And so now, under the new administration, under President Trump, there's a big push on privately behind the scenes to get the claims of people like Jake Barber, the guy that I interviewed on News Nation a few weeks ago, who exclusively revealed his knowledge, direct first-hand knowledge of the existence of a retrieval program, an underground retrieval program involving alleged alien technology. Incredible allegations, I know. But what's interesting is there is now engagement at the top levels of the Trump administration and also in the Congress. People want to hear more, and they're asking questions.
And I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I want to know more specifically about this very important topic, since there's so much disinformation, there's so much propaganda, there's so much crap out there, as there's a big likelihood, as we are seeing the slow buildup to this, that this is potentially something bigger to questioning just our existence, but potentially life in general. But also, a lot of people are kind of hinting at the larger possibility of there being larger government PSYOPs out there meant to not just trick the people of this world, but also test them through a lot of the stuff that the intel agencies and secret government programs and black budgets and the war machine can't usually do, if it wasn't for this larger excuse of what they have now with what they're calling UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomenons that have been increasing with the amount of reports that we have been hearing about them, as there are currently members of Congress, members within our own government, like Representative Tim Burchett, that are coming out there and saying, yeah, there's now multiple pilots agreeing that nobody in the world has craft like the ones that are being reported as these UAPs. This is also the same representative that came out and said that he believes aliens have, quote, underwater bases on Earth, as, of course, I'm first reminded of Dennis Kucinich, another very previous prominent member of Congress that came out and said, yeah, the alien stuff is pretty legit. But of course, he's not alone there, as Representative Anna Paulina just came out last week saying that there's going to be a major announcement this week that will impact the entire nation, involving the government larger efforts here to try to be transparent surrounding this one particular issue. This is what she had to say on the Benny Johnson show.
I think that for far too long, people have been lied to by their government, and I think the way that you regain trust and you really help restore the nation. And I think bring back not just, I think, hope, but also, and remember, hope is contagious, but you really help it to secure it for future generations. I think that you have to have a fully transparent government. And so I won't get too much more into the details, but we're going to be doing something really big. So I am happy that I was entrusted with this, and I'm going to be doing some good stuff with some incredible people, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, very vague statements made by the Congresswoman. As of course, I'm waiting at the edge of my seat. I've been talking about this for many years on end now, specifically in the beginning phases, 21 years ago, being like, hey, there's probably aliens. Hey, there's probably UFOs. And within the last few kind of years and months, more in the kind of months, especially with the larger buildup of this, the more I'm coming to the conclusion that this is all a larger ruse, a larger PSYOP against the American people. But the question still remains here. What will Donald Trump do here? And before getting into him and the briefings that he got into, I want to tell you about one of the amazing sponsors of today's video, and that, of course, is BiltongUSA.com. I love this stuff. They have dried meat, they have dried fruit, they have really great products out there from a family-owned business. It's a family-friendly snack, low in carbs, packed with protein, making Biltong the ultimate health snack. Biltong is a great source of iron, also serves as a source of other essential nutrients, including magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, fueling gains in every aspect of your life. Whether you're following a carnivore, keto, a high-protein diet, Biltong is the perfect addition to keep you on track. Use code WRC for 10% off of your purchase. And this is someone that I've been working with for a while now. He supports a lot of independent media causes out there. And truly, I love this stuff, especially after I come from the gym. I don't feel like cooking. I'm not a cooking type of person. I'm a working type of person. And getting the Wagyu is my favorite, by the way. I love the Wagyu. Get it right now. Use the code WRC, BiltongUSA.com. They have a lot of great stuff out there. Go explore it, as of course, this is the perfect gift for someone that likes beef jerky but doesn't want beef jerky. Beef jerky is literally poisoned here in the United States with so much bull crap that all these mega corporations just throw in there. This is made, and you could see the live streams of these products being made live on Anton's social media. We're going to link that also down in the description so you guys could check out the product, the company, the business that you guys are investing in by supporting us and supporting Biltong, which is an awesome product that I can't recommend enough. Anyone in my life walks through the door, every guest that I have, every person staying in my guest room, I'm like, every neighbor I have, great stuff to give out to neighbors if you have extra. Hey, you like steak? This is some really good stuff here. Go check it out, BiltongUSA.com, as I still am chomping at the bits, not like just for Biltong, but for the larger kind of potential disclosures here, because if there's anyone that has represented this larger kind of gravitas movement of saying, you know what, intel agencies, you know what, you don't want me to do what? You don't want me to release the JFK? Boom! And you get the RFK files, and you get the MLK files, and the FBI is literally coming forward saying, oh, we found even more documents. There's thousands of more documents we just magically found that we were supposed to disclose, that we never disclosed about the JFK assassination, that now we are getting some big answers to, as we are still waiting for that disclosure to drop, which, of course, we are going to be paying close attention to. But we know presidents are briefed on U.S. UFOs and UAPs when they become officially the president of the United States. And we know Donald Trump is going to be going through some of these larger kind of briefings. Now, do you trust the people giving these briefings, or is this just a part of the PSYOP? As, let's be honest here, there are a lot of news reports of government bureaucrats lying to Trump and his administration so they make bad moves and decisions here. If you're Donald Trump here, I don't know about you, but I'm just saying, disclose everything. Make sure that there's a larger transparency effort here so we could pick up the pieces and find out what's really going on here, since Donald Trump said that he previously would support disclosures on UFOs. Now, will he do it now? Well, if there ever was an opportunity, especially in the history of American politics, this is the moment. This is the time that we would actually get anything from this particular man and no one else. This man that clearly has a lot of cojones, clearly has a lot of skin in the game, clearly isn't looking just to make friends in Washington, D.C. He no longer cares about being loved by the corporate media, since the corporate media is just absolute nothingness, fake news, dribble, and garbage that he has stopped trying to appease. I'm very happy he has stopped doing that, as of course now alternative media, independent media that has been talking about these particular stories is on the forefront of a lot of this, and this is why we talk about these issues in a more honest and upfront way. Congress is going to be holding their second public hearings on UFOs later on this week, as well as there's individuals out there like Dr. Stephen Greer that are now saying that Trump is going to open up the floodgates when it comes to UFOs. Now, will he? That's another question here, as already the 2 weeks, this is week 3 of Trump's administration, has been bombastic, has been huge. But let's talk about some of the larger kind of possibilities here, because there are secret CIA documents going back to the 1950s describing how the United States and the military would try to defend against an alien invasion. Now, why were they doing that? Were they just bored and needed to justify their larger kind of budgets after a major global war just ended? Well, that's also a larger possibility here, as Joe Rogan, I think, has a very good, fair assessment on a lot of this, as he says he thinks that all of it is just bullcrap, and it's probably government coordinated bullcrap. And I would agree with him on a lot of these assessments that he just made on his show here.
So I don't think that that's true. But I do not know if we've been visited, but I think a lot of it is bullshit. I think it's not just bullshit. I think it's probably government-coordinated bullshit. I think there's probably sightings that are mass PSYOPs where they're trying to see how people react to things. I think there's probably crafts that the United States is in possession of that absolutely look like UFOs. I think there's probably propulsion systems that they use for drones that are infinitely more advanced than we currently think the state of the art is.
Right. And so they'd say, oh, it's UFO, and it's really their technology.
But that doesn't account for the sightings that occurred when it was impossible for that technology to exist.
Right.
That doesn't take you back to like 1950s with Kenneth Arnold, where he saw those flying discs moving through the sky, which is where the term flying saucer came from, because it was like saucers skipping across a lake.
And what about all the people kind of all over the world who have experienced like a similar thing? And why do all the drawings always look the same? Is that just collective conscious? People have seen one and then they think that, or is it, you know how they always look like aliens?
There's a lot of possibilities. And another possibility is that the world's not real.
And we're in a simulation.
Yeah, that there's something... Maybe not. Maybe saying the world's not real is not the best way to put it.
It makes me so like I want to crawl out of my skin.
Maybe it's a hologram. Maybe it's a video game, but there's only so much down the rabbit hole you could go before getting completely lost here. So, of course, let's go back here before talking about the holographic video game kind of larger metaphor to our current existence that we all share here on this collective consciousness plane of Earth. As clearly, the larger questions of aliens has been something that has fascinated so many people for far too long. Some of them just really do want to believe that there's aliens regardless of any kind of evidence. As the one common denominator here, I think that we could all kind of agree with here is that the government's lying. And they're building up a lot of this fervor. They're building up a lot of this mistrust. They're building up a lot of people who really do believe in aliens, and they really do believe in aliens because the government kind of pushes them towards that with just how dishonest and not transparent and not open they have been surrounding all of this whole entire subject. And that's why I think it's more important than ever for Donald Trump to disclose whatever information is out there that we have about what is really going on here. And I feel, and if I think he does that, he could be cemented already as just one of the most important political leaders of our time, if not the entire time of America. I think he's already on the pathway of doing that, by the way, especially with all the moves that he is making, how fast he is acting, the disclosures that we are already getting. Just wait until we get the key positions of appointments inside of that administration to their positions of power, to the helms of government. Just wait until you get RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, and all these other individuals that, crossing our fingers, get in there. Wait until they all get in there. Woo! Oh, boy. It's an exciting time to be alive. It's only going to get a lot crazier. We're going to be covering it here on the front lines. Subscribe, click the notification button. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange. Get some biltong, biltongusa.com.